Peep Game. The movie starts off with this fucking flashback trying to recap the events that happened in the 2003 movie, but from the perspective of someone with schizophrenia. When I was like 10 watching this shit, I had absolutely no idea this was supposed to be a sequel. And the first time we see Bruce, he's hiding out somewhere in Brazil. Finally dropped Betty Ross for a thick Latina. He's been laying low here for the past couple of months. He's gotten a job, a dog, he even started chatting up fine shit, all to escape the clutches of the American government. You see, General Ross wants to use his green cheek meat as a weapon. So the minute that Bruce slips up, Ross pulls up on that nigga squad deep in the middle of the night. No hesitation, they slide in and dump a magazine worth of tranquilizers. But Bruce can sense that murderous intent from a mile away, and he escapes out the window through the side. But not before this evil ass nigga shoots the goddamn dog. So the US military is chasing Bruce through the streets of Brazil. Whole time his heart rate monitor on his wrist is going crazy, which is some absolute peak characterization that I wish existed in the actual MCU. So he has an entire army to deal with while managing his own heart rate. And when he bumps into some of these niggas that were harassing fine shit earlier, they feel like it's their special opportunity to up the score. But Bruce weaves those niggas expertly and keeps running. Yet the goons continue to chase him down anyway. So with them and the military chasing after him, he tries to take a breath in this Guatemalan juice factory that he works at. But as the military closes in on his exact location, he gets caught lacking by the group of goons. They really putting mittens on my boy Bruce right now. And in typical Bruce Banner fashion, he's telling the ops how they won't like him when he's angry.
Raiva, muito ruim.
The top dog doesn't believe him. He thinks he's a fake crash out. So he hits him with a sturdy left hook to the gut, folding Bruce like an omelet. And that's when Bro sealed his fate, because now he has to get his run back. Bruce crashes out on the floor before Bro could come back to curb stomp him and launches this 46-year-old man to the afterlife. He went through 2 different walls and hit a steel plate. That nigga just standing there like a demon. So General Ross gives those boys the order to dump the magazine. They were trying to use tranquilizers before. Now they're fucking with live rounds. And those shits are dinking off him like droplets of water. These niggas might as well brought Nerf guns, especially when the Incredible Hulk is hitting this movement in your general direction. Bro froze up and let his face get palmed. I would become a deserter. Put me up for fucking treason that instant. This nigga failed the evasion check. In typical fashion, they try to shoot the Hulk even though that they just confirmed that he's bulletproof. So he just squad wipes everybody there except one last agent named Emil Blonsky, who is the love of the game if it was a character, because even after being almost murdered by a giant monster, all bro wants to know is what type of steroids Bruce Banner is taking, literally begging General Ross to give him whatever he gave Bruce. After the Guatemala incident, Bruce finally gets back to the States, goes to check on Betty Ross to find that she's fucking a whole new guy. So he goes to get a place to stay, stack his bread, and talk to this scientist about reversing his whole Hulk situation. He ends up in the kitchen of a friend's restaurant, a restaurant Betty Ross happened to be having a date at. And as he tries to sneak out the side, she spots him out the corner of her eye from her peripheral vision, actually. Went from full laughter to locked in an instant. Got up and directly went to go find him. He hides behind a dumpster to avoid a confrontation with her, but literally the next scene later is her pulling up in a car and they start hugging and shit in the rain like this is The Notebook. And the movie is doing everything in their power to make this man look like a goofy. She even lets him stay at her place. Even though the person that he's running from, the United States General, is her father, they had a very public relationship. I don't get why that wouldn't be the first place he would check. Instead, they get ratted out by this goofy. And that's honestly a valid crash out. She just left gang sitting in the restaurant. They spin the block on Bruce and get him cornered inside of this college. Whole time, Betty Ross is trying to get her dad to call off the battalion. They seal him off in this hallway and shoot knockout gas inside. At that very moment, one of the soldiers tackle Betty Ross, causing Bruce to transform into the Incredible Crash Out in his peak form. Checking armored vehicles, completely deconstructs one of these cars by smashing it on a spike, takes the engine block out and throws that hole like a baseball at supersonic speed, causing another one to explode. So General Ross sees all that shit transpire, so he takes Blonsky off the bench. The smoke demon straps up and starts launching grenades at the Incredible Hulk. Shit does not last long as he starts tanking these bitches with a shield and charges at Emil, forcing him to hit this tactical maneuver. And this fight is hard. Emil is weaving all of Hulk's attacks, but what's the point? Does bro think he's gonna take down the Hulk with hand-to-hand combat? What are you doing here? He has to just be doing this shit for the love of the game. The only reason he survives this squabble is because he leads him into a trap. A circular assortment of sonic sound, creating pressure waves so powerful it blew this nigga to the other side of the field. But bro tanks those two and splits them in half, in fact. So after seeing Hulk literally no diff an army, Smoke God Emil is not impressed, starts talking his shit.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
He must have some sort of plan or something. Really analyze this shit real quick. While all of this is happening, General Ross calls in an airstrike while his daughter is in range, and then immediately calls it off once he realizes that his daughter is in range, as if he wasn't watching that shit the whole time. Hulk swats the copter down, and ore forms into the smoke. Bruce and Betty find a motel, and they see how they can meet up with the scientist that Bruce has been talking to the entire movie. He's developed a theoretical method to reverse the Hulk process. They do the procedure, but before they can figure out if it actually did anything, the entire military shows up, and Blonsky is off a beam. Whatever steroids Ross gave him last time, he must have doubled the dosage, cause bro is sweating like a fiend. When he gets into the lab and figures out that this scientist has been working on ways to create the Hulk, he immediately demands that he give him whatever he gave Bruce. So he gets strapped to the operating table, where he truly becomes an abomination, the Hall of Fame crash out that we all know and love. Next thing we know is General Ross gets a call that the Hulk is on a rampage through the streets. But he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Gang is right here. So he tells Homeboy to turn the plane around. And it cuts to Abomination causing absolute fucking carnage. Why is bro doing this? What is bro fighting for? This is purely for the love of the game. You can see him killing crowds of people with single swings. Bro, don't you want to just box the Hulk, bro? And these niggas are shooting regular turret rounds until they get smart and fire the heavy artillery, only for him to catch the rocket in his bare hands and headbutt it, just to prove they couldn't leave a scratch on bro if he wanted them to. Looks bro directly in the eyes and starts charging at him with maximum aggression. Got General Ross yelling, "Get out of there, scout." He chases that bitch down and uses another car to snuff these soldiers, telling Bruce to come run them hands before he does.
Nah, bro, come on, bro. You keep running your goddamn mouth. Come to the street, lame man, nigga. Nah, bro, I don't wanna hear none of that shit. You been running your goddamn mouth.
Nah, bro,
What's up, bro? What's up? Move, bro. Move, bro. You can get this shit too, bro. Lame man, nigga. I don't want to see all these lame man, nigga, bro. Come to the street, bro. I will beat your motherfucking ass.
So not knowing if he actually has his powers or not, he kisses Betty Ross and drops out of the plane. But that shit was for pure aura, because of course he has his powers. And shit is smoke on sight. There is absolutely no dialogue. Abomination hits this Hall of Fame tackle, but he uses two ends of a dismantled car as boxing gloves and starts breaking Abomination shit up like Prime Rocky. You see the slip weaves? Do you see the liver hooks? Gets him on the ground and tries to cave his face in, but Abomination eats those shits for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and kicks him into a different area code. The chopper that Betty Ross and the General are riding right now is for some reason laying down cover fire. So of course Abomination targets that bitch, forcing Bruce to help, which just ends up crashing the fucking helicopter, with the gas tank leaking and a bunch of ignition sparks just waiting to happen, which distracts the Hulk long enough for Abomination to choke him up against this wall. He tries to fight back, but Blonsky really got him on the ropes. But the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. So now he has the strength to just straight up overpower Abomination, and is just in time to save Betty. But he's distracted once again and gets snuck by Abomination with a weapon this time. And he's gearing up for a final blow when Hulk uses a signature floor stomp, cracking in the ground, causing Abomination to lose his footing, and the weapon flies out of his hand. And as soon as he gets the opportunity, Hulk chokes this nigga out with his own chains. Only thing that stopped bro getting murdered in this very instance is Betty Ross, and flexes on bro for good measure. Now, the police show up and swarm the area, so Hulk just dips out. And next thing we see, some time has passed, and Bruce is trying to learn how to control the Hulk form. Also, this bitch was supposed to be a part of the original MCU, because Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man shows up and talks to General Ross, probably to recruit the Hulk for the Avengers. So they really fumbled the bag. If you want to see when Hulk demolished the Fantastic Four, watch this video. Other than that, like, subscribe, and